reconvene at 12:30 in SVC 217, on or about 12:30, for the closed session. We will see you again in the closed session, SVC 217. I'll recognize Senator Blumenthal as the last member, and he will adjourn the open session. Senator Blumenthal, please.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. I will be brief. I want to thank you all for your service, as I'm sure my colleagues have, and apologize that I haven't been here for the full hearing. I was here earlier. I want to ask about Navy shipbuilding, and particularly submarines and the industrial base. As you know, the Navy's recently released 45-day shipbuilding review offered a pretty sobering look into the future of procurement efforts by the Navy. And according to this assessment, every major program faces multiple years of delays, including the Columbia and Virginia class submarines, which give the Navy an essential edge in undersea warfare over our competitors. Russia and China are trending in the opposite direction. They're building more, they're developing more and more advanced submarines. The decision to fund the production of just one Virginia-class submarine seems highly alarming. And in addition, it sends a signal to our key AUKUS partner that the United States may not fulfill its commitment to providing a key capability. So I am troubled that this decision seems to undermine procurement stability, the workforce development, and our credibility in this area with some of our key allies. So I would appreciate your comments, Mr. Secretary, on how we are going to correct any potential loss of capability, loss of progress in undersea warfare, and the kind of respect from our allies that we need to continue in this area of undersea superiority.
Thanks, Senator. And our undersea supremacy is indeed a strategic advantage that no country in the world can match, and we're going to work to keep it that way. The current issue is one of capacity, and there is a backlog currently in terms of industry's ability to produce submarines on time. So we could increase the backlog, or we could choose to invest in the industrial base to expand capacity so that they can speed production up, and that's what we're doing. In FY 23 and 24, we requested some $1.9 billion to invest in the submarine industrial base. In this budget, we're asking you for a total of $4 billion. And in addition to that, the supplemental that we've spoken so much about today includes a $3.3 billion request to also invest in the industrial base. And that'll help us strengthen supply lines, and it'll also help industry recruit and retain the workforce that it'll need to produce these really sophisticated platforms. I just met with the CEOs of General Dynamics and Huntington Ingalls, and we talked about the challenges that they were facing, and what we're going to do with the resources that we're providing them to expand their capability and capacity. So it's a good discussion, and they are investing some of their own capital to do that as well. So in terms of Australia and the signal that it sends to Australia, I remain in contact with my counterpart, the Australian Minister of Defence, and we've talked about this issue, and they get it, and so. And by the way, Australia is investing in our submarine industrial base as well. So we're doing the right things in investing in the industrial base, And hopefully, not hopefully, but that will get us on the right path in the mid to longer term. But increasing the backlog is probably not the right thing to do at this point in time. Investing in capacity and capability is the right thing to do, I think. So.
I respect that answer because it recognizes the realities of what we face. Electric Boat has to hire 5,300 more people in the next year or so, 5,300 skilled welders, pipe fitters, electricians, not just people hired off the street. And I know that on paper you could easily say, well, we're going to build 2 submarines a year, but it wouldn't happen. And I think that the candor and realism are very much to be respected. My urging would be that we make the investment of sufficient size to meet the reality of the challenge, because, as you've said so well, our undersea warfare supremacy is a key capability, and I would hope the Congress would support you in this effort. Thank you. I'm going to respect the 5-minute rule, even though there's no one to discipline me. And thank you for your testimony on behalf of the committee, and adjourn the committee. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Senator.